everybody. Welcome to the Coffee Shop Conversation Show. I am Nastine.
And that would make me Peter.
I was almost like I can't remember who I am. Guys, it is so amazing to have you here today with us on the Coffee Shop Conversation Show for entrepreneurs. Remember, this is the space where we get together for 1 hour every single week. And it's just like you're going into a coffee shop with your best friends in the world ever, except they're all entrepreneurs and we talk about entrepreneurial stuff. And we share our journeys and we share our views and we share what we're thinking about. And it's just a way for all of us to connect, to learn, to grow, to share advice, and to not have to be on our own, really. That's what it's all about.
For an hour. You make it sound so long, but it goes by so quick.
It goes by so quick, guys. And to do that, we have some of the best guests and some of our tribe members also in the world today. Some of the best entrepreneurs out there from all over the world joining us on this call. They're going to be sharing their experience, their thoughts, their comments. It's going to be amazing. Let's have a fun chat. Remember to engage in the chat if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. And we will try our best to also give you shout outs and bring you in on the fun. Let's do this. I am so excited.
And let's not forget, if you're listening or watching and one of the panel speak about something that resonates with you, or they're answering your question and it's something you needed answered and you need to reach out, the links are in the description.
All in the description below. You can literally at any point in time connect with any one of them.
It's that simple.
We have to sit for hours and hours and hours every week generating introductions and referrals and leads so we can actually talk to these people. Then we have to hop into a meeting with them and convince them that they actually need to come join us. And then we need to, so it's a lot of work, guys. You just get to click and connect and boom, that's it. You're welcome. Okay, just do it. Click. Okay, on that note, today we are talking about why entrepreneurs crave community.
Good question.
Really great question, and also what makes this super topical. I don't know if you guys keep up with the business news and different publications. I like to read Forbes, and they've actually in their small business strategy section been publishing so much around community and why you need to build community as an entrepreneur and how that's the way forward in the new market in a post-corona economy. It's super interesting to me. So I was thinking this is a topic that has been around forever, but let's maybe unpack that a little bit and discuss it and see what comes out. So I think one of the first things we probably need to talk about, maybe for you guys just to have some thinking points, is can someone tell us what is a community? What exactly is a community? Because and why do we crave it? And do we really? Do we need it? I mean, I would have been one of the first people back when Peter made me. I would have been one of the first people to say, I don't need a community. I'm actually fine by myself. I'm doing fine,
Yeah, but you're also working 18-hour days, so...
Yeah, by myself. So that was fun. So yeah, so let's just unpack that a little bit, guys. It's super topical. Like I said, it's been all over in different publications, especially Forbes is highlighting it at the moment. Let's just talk about this thing, why do entrepreneurs need community? Do they? And what is community anyway? So now that I have thoroughly confused you, please remember if you want to chat on this topic to put up your hand so we can get you into the talking queue and me and Peter will queue you from there. Once you've given us your comment or insight, please remember to end with your name, your business name, and a short little bit about what you do. Chris is going to be first up so he can demonstrate to you guys how that works. And then again, people on Facebook and LinkedIn, if you resonate with what these people are saying,
click on the link.
Click, click, click. You're welcome. Okay, let's move over to Chris. Chris, I'm so into this topic. I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Since the dawn of time, man has banded together in community. I mean, think about it. We have been doing it since early civilization. We are always in a community of people. And the reason why is if you work together, you can achieve a heck of a lot more than if you try and do it alone. So back then it was trying to fight off, I suppose, what would it have been, lions and tigers and bears and enemies and things, but also foraging for food and collecting water and finding the best and easiest ways to do it. And that's how we've evolved, especially as communities over time, because you come together, you work, and then each person learns how to do it better and somebody else, and then you pull your skills and things together and things get better. So, I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. Everybody wants to be a part of the community. There's the saying, it takes a village for a reason, because everything does take a village of great people to be there. Now, back then, you were born into that community most of the time, or that tribe. You had no choice. So if you didn't like the people very much, well, or you didn't fit in, well, tough tiddly-do for you. But what was one of the first things that we did when COVID hit and we were all locked up in our homes and we couldn't really see each other? We started forming lots and lots of communities online because we need it. And the beauty is now you get to choose it. So you look out for that community where you fit in and you work together. I mean, it is absolutely a no-brainer. You're pulling each other's resources. You're learning from each other. You're growing together and you're making things better. And the big trick is finding the right one for you, because now you like actually have a choice. So that's the point of, I mean, basically what community is all about is that banding together and pooling of your resources, skills, knowledge, and talents for the greater good of yourself, really, at the end of the day, let's be honest, but also that community as well that you're a part of. That's it for me, Chris Colby from Live to Dream, lead generation through networking.
Thank you, Chris. That was amazing. I just love this show so much. It was so insightful. I didn't even think of it that way. Like, to be honest, I
had visions of hunting woolly mammoths and making bearskin rugs. Sorry.
We're going to make the tribe members do that next.
Probably.
It'd be great as a team building exercise, Chris. What do you think?
I would pay money to see Peter running through a field trying to take down a woolly mammoth with a stick. He probably would get it right, knowing Peter, but it would still be really funny to watch.
Yeah, no, we just got to find a woolly mammoth.
Guys, this is awesome. Awesome. So there's a difference between community and a network, because a lot of things that I've heard you say, Chris, is it's about that banding together, helping each other. I mean, you can have a network, but
you can have a network of hundreds of thousands of people who have zero community.
So think of the woolly mammoth. If we all go hunting a woolly mammoth together, but I'm out there going, I'm the best hunter, watch me do it, and I trip up everybody else, how many woolly mammoths are we going to catch together? Not many. But if we work together as a community, then you go, or even better, here's another one. We're going to hunt a woolly mammoth. We've got a hunting party together, and off we go. And then here comes another hunting party past and says, hey, why don't you guys come with us? We're going for a bigger woolly mammoth. And so it goes, how many woolly mammoths are they going to catch? Not many. That's community. It's working together.
I love that. That is so cool. I'm so ready to go catch a mammoth now.
Yeah, but if you think about it,
Darlene's counting herself.
They're extinct for a reason. The communities did it too well.
Okay, so gotta find something else. Maybe like a big woolly corporate. Hey, Kurt. Yeah, anyway.
Let's find something that can't go extinct.
Okay, cool. Michael, I'm so excited to hear from you. Michael, everybody, one of our guests dating the tribe at the moment. First time ever on the Coffee Shop Conversation show. Let's hear it.
Thank you. I'm calling in from New Jersey, which is, well, this part of New Jersey is a suburb of New York City. And thank you. I was invited initially, introduced to the group by Chris. Thank you, Chris, whom I met, I believe, on Siobhan's network. So that's where Siobhan's name comes back. And I run my own networking group for marketing professionals in North America called the Trusted Referral Network. I've been an entrepreneur since, I guess, I've been on my own since 2003. My core business is representing software development teams. And I have been building communities for about the past 10 years. And, you know, to reiterate what Chris said, you know, we are social beings. And we we need to understand our place in society. We spend a lot of emotional effort trying to figure out, how we fit in and, getting along with other people, just naturally. And we're also creatures of stories that define who we are, right? Our religions are stories, our countries are stories, and that defines, who we are. And as we build our communities, we also build our stories. It's just a very, very important part of what it means to be human. And of course, being an entrepreneur can be somewhat isolating, especially if you're a solopreneur, like many of us are. And we know we can't do everything by ourselves. We can't learn everything by ourselves. We can't deliver everything by ourselves. So building that community, and you're right, it sort of starts from a network, and then you tend to draw from that network to see who you can work with, who you can relate to, and who you want to socialize with as well. And I think they're all tied together. I mean, usually it starts with a larger network. It then concentrates down into collaboration, and then you get to know each other. Hopefully it turns into a friendship as well. That's been my experience. And thank you for having me.
And you are Michael Bandit from the Trusted Referral Network, am I right?
That's correct.
Fantastic, Michael. So good to have you on the show for the very first time. Guys, how's that for a debut? That was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Michael. I like the way that you said, like, it starts with a bigger network, and then you kind of like the community gets built when you like start actually doing stuff together, actually helping each other.
Yeah, that's the community aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
We only have the community aspect of it because we started that way.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
I don't know. I still don't know.
We'll figure it out and we'll get back to you. We'll let you know.
Yeah, we're all about helping each other, so I'm guessing that's what we do. But also, yeah, Michael, what you said about the solopreneurs and it being so isolating, like I still have PTSD from the first 3 years of running my own business, okay? Like,
seriously, any loud noise she does.
Like I don't think I craved the social aspect that much. I guess I did, but I didn't have time to pay attention to it. But what I did crave was just having someone to freaking ask sometimes.
Well, if you go into Nistine's Google search history, you'll find what do successful entrepreneurs look like? What do they do? Where do they go?
I had questions like that. I was like, let's just start at the root from the way beginning, and no one wanted to talk to me. So that is so real, and I think that's what communities are so valuable for. Thank you so much, Michael. What valuable insight. Next up, someone that has built communities, saved communities, and gonna be the next Oprah Winfrey of a community for scam prevention, Darlene.
Hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever we are from. For me, it's morning, Canada. Darlene from Scam Prevention International. I have to say, I read that article that you sent in regards to Forbes, Nistine, and I'm thinking Forbes needs to be following Explore Protech. And I did write that in the comments and hashtag Forbes because that it all the lists that of what they had, that is exactly what we do. And we're networking, but we're a community. And through, since the beginning of time, people have needed people. I mean, if back when Adam and Eve were created, and Adam needed Eve, and people needed more people, and so we do have to be, I think, careful of who we are putting in our network, because some people in our network and some people in our community can lead us down the wrong path. And so, or sometimes we just get so full of community and networking that we get so much information that we don't know what we should be doing. So it is But community is definitely something. And I know with this community, it has, and networking, like it has definitely given me a direction and narrowed me down rather than trying to save the whole world. Which, you know, I mean, I still want to do, but just have to do it a little at a time. And but I think that, you know, community and networking really relate well together. And it's a matter of knowing what it is that you are doing. And that's not to say that if people aren't going to fit in your network and help your business grow, you need people. Like, you need people that you can talk to, people that you can relate to, people, you know, they may not have anything to do with your business, but you still need that kind, caring, loving friendship as well. And you can get that from the community and from the network. You know, like I've built friends through networking, and I can't imagine not being part of this network. Like, I look forward to Monday mornings and coming to the coffee shop and having my little cup of joe. Darlene Petrie, Scam Prevention International, bringing education and awareness to help increase your knowledge to make internet safe and secure, fun space for you and your business. Thank you.
I mean, Darlene, who even are you right now? Like, you are on fire. Like, I am just so freaking in love with you right now. Thank you so much.
Something that was mentioned that really highlights it for me is, you know, getting involved in a community, but there's that point in time where somebody might pull you in the wrong direction, or you might get distracted, or you want to surround yourself with the correct people. Well, I mean, the easiest method of telling whether or not the people around you are the right people are you there to build their business? Are they there to build yours? Or are you both there to build each other's? It has to be a two-way street. If it's not a two-way street, then there's kind of no point, because then you're just doing somebody's grunt work. That's not community. And the community that we envision or have a dream of is one where everybody has their part. Everybody functions as a community. As a community, we grow and develop, and we all end up doing what we're good at.
And then we take out a mammoth together.
I just happen to be the woolly mammoth guy.
You want us to take down you?
No. Well, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not woolly.
Oh, well, you did that. Of course you did. Darlene, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And I agree with both of you. I mean, having those right people surround you at the right time in business. I mean, Darlene, that's what happened to you. And you were on fire. Every time I see your post on LinkedIn, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. This is so valuable. Darlene is on fire. Like, you're doing this and you're doing that and you're doing this. And it's also a two-way street, right? Because you're involved in the community, helping out the lead generation pillar. And then at the same time, people are helping you with exactly what you need. Because it's a real community. I think that's what it comes down to. It comes down to that authenticity. Because if you end up in a community where
see that you can't call it a community.
Yeah.
You can call it a network.
Yeah, but not a community.
Not a community.
Then people will give you advice, but they won't actually, I think, care enough to make sure that they give you the right advice. In which case you'll go like this, because but no one will actually be able to pull you in a direction. They'll just keep doing this with you, and yeah. So I think that's so valuable. Thank you so much for highlighting that, Darlene. You're amazing. And I love your background. Okay, let's move over to one of the other women of the moment, our newest tribe member. Oh my goodness, Marlena. So happy to have you on the show today. What are your thoughts?
Thanks, Christine. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I agree with everyone that spoke before me, but my take is a little bit more on the emotional side. And that is what you were talking about, a community. A community could be, if you take it in a geographical area, it can be where you live, that's your community, but who in that community is going to have your back? So it's creating that emotional connection with other entrepreneurs who literally do have your back, because you can then share those deeper struggles that we come across as entrepreneurs, especially solopreneurs. It's a way of feeling like you're not alone. I often feel that I'm working on my own, and I literally am, because that's how I operate. But it's very important to be able to connect with others. I think we all learned a very valuable lesson in the last 2 years about how important it is to connect, not only for our businesses, but for our emotional well-being. And that's what I'm about. So our emotional well-being is the part that allows us to continue with the journey forward and going upwards. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much. My name is Marlena. I'm from Self and More, and I work with coaching clients, helping them release the emotional baggages so that they can find the fulfillment in their lives. Thank you.
Stunning, 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 stunning. Marlena, what a treat to have someone of your caliber in your industry actually give that feedback. It's something that, I don't know. Okay, let's just put it out there in the open. Okay. So traditionally, right, I feel like we've been taught, like, I don't know, maybe this is also but we've been taught it's not personal, it's business. And we've been taught to keep business and emotions separate. So having you now come in and say this community can take care of your emotional well-being, and then because that's taken care of and you have an emotional connection, it can actually help with your business more. Am I getting that right, Marlena?
Yes, absolutely. Sorry. Yes, because we are human beings first before we're business people. So we teach, as humans, if we tend to our own human needs, we're able to achieve anything that we put our minds to, and even better so when all the community members put their minds towards something.
Well,
that is stunning.
I really like that. And just think, if you happen to be the individual that everybody would go to because you're the person that would support them emotionally and people crave that, how popular you would actually be. I mean, think about it. People crave being emotionally well. They crave being accepted. They crave human contact. They crave connection. They crave. If you're the person that facilitates that, you should be the most popular person on the face of the planet. Literally.
Are you trying to tell us that you're popular?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm so popular, everybody knows my name.
Oh, Peter, I'm sorry, we don't even have your name on the screen.
I know.
Wait, I will fix that for us.
No, leave it.
I'll fix it now.
They've heard my name.
But I feel like that is so cool. But wait, you just gave me this idea. So I feel like, I think I got it. Like, it's kind of like we've been taught that if you want to be successful, like, yes, you crave community, yes, you crave social interaction, but we've been taught so much to ignore that and just focus on the business and be successful and do this first and everything. It's like I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I've gotten real good at just shoving the emotions like way down there and focusing on the next steps for success, the to-do list, the tasks, the projects. But now, oh my goodness, Marlena, this is such a aha moment for me, because now if I actually embrace all of that together and it integrates, taking care of that need that I have doesn't have to be the thing that takes me away from growing my business. It can be the thing that makes me more successful.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I've never clicked it like this before. Thank you so much, Marlena, and everyone else. This is so cool. Okay, I'm starting to get it, guys. This is amazing. Okay, on that note, let's move over to Pamelia. Pamelia, what are your thoughts?
Well, Marlena speaks my language. So to me, community is caring. And, we are in a new paradigm shift that we are caring about each other. And that's why networking platforms like Explore Protech are so successful. And you are really, really assisting those of us who are entrepreneurs, who basically work on our own, work in our own little domains. And we need this. We need community. I think that's something that I think it's one of the life lessons that the pandemic has taught us, is that we definitely need community, and we need to be cared for, and we need to care for others. It's just very, very important for that's, to me, that's what community is. Connecting with like-minded people, that's the networking portion, which is absolutely fantastic. And in the work that I do, building on what Marlena said, is we really have to find out what those emotions are that could be getting in the way of us being successful in business. So Parmelia Param, vibrational healing. I am a certified body code and emotion code practitioner. I will help you find and release those unprocessed, negative, trapped emotions that could be stuck in your subconscious that could be blocking you from being the best that you could possibly be. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Parmelia.
And Lord knows I have so many trapped emotions.
You should just book her 24.
Nastine gets the booking next time, but we can do you after that, Peter.
I might run. I'm a sensitive soul.
Not
As
a
are
Joanne.
we all.
That's okay. We can figure it out in 2 or 3 lifetimes anyway.
Absolutely, Greg. So good to see you here.
Oh, I love it, guys. This is awesome. Hendrik, I just noticed that you actually have your hand up, but you're not on the screen. Can you just put on your video?
He's on the screen.
Where is he?
He's right there.
Oh, no, he just got there.
He's been there the whole time.
You're joking.
No, I'm not. I'm just a magician.
No, he just got there. Like, stop it.
I made him appear.
Hendrik, now that you've magically appeared, or I've magically spotted you, please jump into the conversation. Why do Entrepreneurs Crave Community?
What fascinates me, we've been talking about community, and in the old days, community used to be very much centralized around where you stay. And what has happened, especially over the past 2 years, is we've moved and become a much bigger online community. And what interests me a lot about that is, how do we communicate also as an online community? Zoom has obviously become a truly important tool to keep communities together, people that no longer are bound by their geography, but can now also form international communities, which we might not have had before this, to this degree, I think. And what makes online communities really good is that they are great for engagement and getting, we've been speaking about this, empowered communal support, where we all support each other in one way or the other. And a great online community has to be vibrant and multidimensional. The more different opinions and different things that there are on there, the more diverse it is, the more vibrant it becomes. And also because we're all here for the same reason, aren't we all just attracted to the fact that we want to make some business and get our businesses known and learn some more about businesses at the same time and learn from each other and support from each other. And as long as that all online is moderated in the best possible way, which is what the two of you do, then you can really benefit from an online community. And then what we do at Bed Media is we help to facilitate how do we communicate the communication channels through podcasting and repurposed content. You can find us at Bed Media. I'm Hendrik, and that's my little 2 cents for the evening.
Awesome.
Stunning, Hendrik.
You know what point? Really, something that you highlighted was moderated. Extremely important. And most of you will have heard this. I've spoken about this quite a lot, as when you have a group of 10 people, the dynamic it can be really strong because they can build really strong relationships. But what happens when you add more people? Does the dynamic of the group stay strong, or does it get watered down and the dynamic changes to what the people that are arriving? Does it change to the masses? Does it change to become something it wasn't originally? Which is something that we have to be so careful of when building a community and how we're building community. We want the dynamic to be as strong when we're 10 as to when we're 500. So that moderation process is so important, because it's about the right people. It's about people that are like-minded, people that can work together. So we seem to forget how important that is, but it's probably the most important thing.
We forget it all the time. But like if we go back to Chris's analogy of the mammoth, you have like 10 people running that way, taking down the mammoth together, and one idiot running that way, setting all the houses on fire. You know, that's how important this is. Hendrik?
What I was also thinking is the way we communicate with each other, you know, and it has to happen gradually, and we get to make friendships and relationships, and that's ultimately where it leads to, I think.
I love it so much.
That's the difference between cold business and business based on a relationship. Cold business is just sometimes one and done.
And cold business is risky business.
It's
I bankrupted my business.
So there's another interesting point to think of. Normally communities would, or channels of communication would reach to very large, diverse communities like radio used to do. But the online communication channels then are also much more specific to the people in the group. So you might have smaller groups, but those groups are more, the people in those groups are more invested in what they're doing, because they're searching it out and they're consuming a lot of other content around it, and they are actively engaging in it. So they're doing something, and it turns into action, which turns into business. So that is really an important thing to consider. I
like it.
Stunning. Thank you so much, Hendrik. You're hired. I don't know what for, everything for. I just have to point this out like really quickly, because I think I'm the only person that got this, right? So, Hendrik, I loved it when you said, you were like, you know, as entrepreneurs, we're all like super focused. We're here for one thing. We need to grow our businesses, grow each other's businesses. We want to learn more about business. We want to make the supported connections. Like, that was amazing. I was like, yeah, like-minded for sure. Okay, Evelyn, moving over to you guys. VIP moment again for the first time ever on the Coffee Shop Conversations show. This amazing, awesome human being is dating the tribe at the moment. Evelyn, I can't wait to hear your opinion, because I know you're from the accounting industry as well, and a writer. So I'm very keen to hear, how do you feel about community?
For me, community is very important. I have a confession to make. Hi, my name is Evelyn, and I'm 10 on the introvert scale. So if I didn't belong to communities, I would never move forward. I would never work, because I just don't reach out that well. So for me, community offers security. It's a group of people that I know, that I can talk in front of without being, super nervous and, being awkward. So I always enjoy getting to know the people in the communities that I join, and I almost entirely work for people in the communities that I belong to.
Key point, communities.
Community.
Yes, multiple.
I choose them carefully. My kind of people, my tribe, and then I'm all in, right? I just belong there. So this probably will not surprise you. I'm Evelyn from Samick Freelance Writing, and I help people to become known as the go-to experts in their field.
Stunning. Thank you so much, Evelyn. What I love about what you said was, guys, what a debut. Wow. What I love about what you said was the introvert thing. A lot of times we hear, oh, I don't want to be part of a community, and I don't think networking will work for me because I'm introverted. Like I'm, and you were literally like the opposite. You're like, I'm introverted, therefore let's just make this a whole lot easier and sign up from the community. from the beginning. Awesome. Such valuable insights. Thank you so much, Evelyn.
And then it reminds us of a conversation that we had a while back about different character types within our space. We actually did create a personality quiz, and we got to the point where we realized that if we didn't have a balance of all the different personality types within our space, then we wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. You take a bunch of loudmouth go-getters in one room, and guaranteed none of them got an action plan. Whereas you take the people in the background that are like, we'll make that action plan and you just go and get it done. That's team. That there, right there is team. We need the balance. So if you're introverted, this is a space for you because there's a space on the team.
Love it. Stunning. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, Peter. Let's move over to the Colby, the person that produces this amazing show, Chris.
It's also interesting. I was having a thought further on about community and banding together and hunting mammoths together and having village idiot instead for dinner and things like that. But the big thing is I was also thinking something that's very important is who you are also is defined by who you surround yourself with. So if you read all the big successful self-help business books and whatever they say, if you want to be successful, well, surround yourself with successful people. And that boils down to your community at the end of the day. If you are going in a direction and you want to grow a certain way, be that I want to be a billionaire and make lots of money and drive fancy cars, well, you better surround yourself with those kind of people. If you want to make a difference in the world and save the global economy one small business at a time, then you surround yourself with those people and you build your community around that. And the other point that I came up with is part of community is growing and celebrating together. So some of the best moments I've had in the last week, which was really fun week, lots of challenges, was hearing stories with entrepreneurs that I've built relationships with over a period of a year who are now turning around and saying, Chris, I had a great week. My client base is growing. I'm getting sales. I am doing so well. And thank you for being part of the journey. Because then there, you also have that community feel of, hey, well done. I'm so happy for you. And there's freaking hope for me too. So woohoo. So it also boils down to who you surround yourself with, and also not only learning and helping each other, but celebrating together, because we do get so, like we were saying earlier, you get so focused on business, networking, and doing things and getting them right. And there's so much pressure that we forget, like Linda Dent would say, to put it into that glee jar and people to help you remind that it is part of your community and celebrating with them as they share their good news.
Stunning. Thank you so much, Chris.
Just a reminder for someone that have joined us, if you're looking to add to the conversation, the emoji,
and up the right
stick
hand
up your hand. I see Mr. Levy is in the lineup, but we are letting him
stew.
Rest like a good wine.
So great, can have him with the village idiot for dinner. You guys are hilarious. I just want to say quickly before we head over to the Levy, Chris, you're so right. You know, the magic for me, especially I think since I'm more like Evelyn, a bit of an introvert, believe it or not, the fact that we focus on the long-term relationships in this space is really a big help for me as well, because then you get to know people like really, really well a year down the line, 2 years down the line, more than that down the line. And, the amount of power and leverage that you get from belonging to a community just like multiplies over the years.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you could walk into a community, if it was a village and it had little pathways and roads and huts and everybody did something different. If you walked into the community and you go, excuse me, but where's the blacksmith? And everybody would be like, over there. And then you're like, excuse me, but where's the fishmonger? Over there. Where's the armor builder? And where's the knight and the princess and the fairy and the castle with the dragon? Everybody knows exactly where everybody is and what everybody does. It's a good place to start.
Someone needs to volunteer to play the village idiot, though. I don't know who.
Oh, that's so me.
I offer as tribute.
Oh, guys, you're amazing. And the other thing that Chris said about surrounding yourself with the best people, I mean, come on. You know, like
Look at the room.
we don't have a choice at this point in time. Look at who's on the screen right now. Incredible. And, you know, that's just not just because you guys are experts in your various fields, but because all of you are that fun, authentic, caring. That's what we picked you for. That's the magic here. That's like community times 10. Love it.
Yeah, not 10x. Let's not go there.
100.
Okay.
X.
That one.
Okay. Peter, you're so grumpy today.
I know.
Okay. Mr. Levy. Words from the Levy. I'm so excited. Every time you speak, you're just like, wow, blow my mind. So let's hear it.
I feel I'm not going to be like the village idiot, but it's, you know, what, just listening to everybody, everybody has explained why we should be part of, and we should be asking ourselves, why aren't we part of a community if we're not? Because there's just been so much valuable input here. And the one thing that I just want to add to that, I think, is the word trust. To be able to show up, not trust as in trustworthy, I think that goes without saying, but I think trust like in kind of vulnerability-based trust, where you can just, where you have a space where you can just show up as who you are. And I think Explore Protech really creates that culture within this community and this network, and I don't say that because I think so. I say that because I've experienced it, and it's amazing. And Pete, you know, you were saying when you get 10 people in the room, or 100 or 1,000, does the network change or the organization because of the people? And I think that comes back to the culture. No, if you've got a strong culture, it won't. The people that don't fit into that culture will find another community or network or tribe or whatever elsewhere that suits their values and what they're looking for. So, you know, I think Evelyn also mentioned that it's about finding the right tribe. There's a community for everybody. So I think, yeah, you know, entrepreneurial journey is you travel it alone, but as I always say, it's not a lonely one if you join a community. And nobody successful has done anything alone. So, you know, we don't have to do it. And I think Marlena put in the message box now, you know, that without trust, there's no relationship. Yeah, absolutely. Without trust, there's no anything. Well, there's no anything of value. There's no substance. So trust is the key. Trust and connection. And not because of the pandemic. I think this is something that's happened long before the pandemic. I think the pandemic's highlighted how important it is to everybody. And that's awesome to see. I think that's a big positive that we're seeing in business and amongst entrepreneurs today. And that's fantastic to see. It's wonderful. So there's a big positive that's come out of this. And I say that with respect to everybody who has suffered at the hands of the pandemic. So that's Stephen from Dare to Be Coaching Beyond, and very proud to be part of this networking group because you actually emulate everything that everybody's saying.
Thank you so much, Mr. Levy. It's because we had the best leadership/business coach building our culture from the very beginning. Looking at you, Mr. Levy.
Thank you so much, Nestine.
Love it, love it, love it. Oh, guys, I was just like on Saturday, we actually had the pleasure of having brunch with the Levy. And when we were driving away from that, it was like a 2-hour brunch, I think, 3 hours, who cares? You know, it's a few hours between friends. But and we were driving away, and I actually said to Peter, like, I cannot believe that I just had breakfast with Mr. Levy. Like, it's just insane. But I think that also comes back to the culture. You know, our culture is so community oriented because we had a freaking leadership coach be involved from the get-go, building that with us. And the proof is in the way that our members love to meet up with each other. Like, you know, like, if they're traveling somewhere and there's like tribe members in the vicinity, you can like bet your bottom dollar you're going to be seeing like photos online of the people meeting up.
Yeah.
That's true community. It's just so cool. Anyway, I'm going to bully first Greg and then Mark into the spotlight because we just have to introduce you guys. Come on, Greg, say hi to the people. What are your thoughts on why entrepreneurs crave community?
Oh, well, it's fun. You guys are hilarious, really. We got a Silence of the Lambs kind of conversation going off in the chat, which is mildly disturbing, but that's okay.
You fit right in, Greg.
Yeah, and especially since I volunteered to be the village idiot last time, so I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so this is I think it's a challenge for entrepreneurs to get, you know, connected to people, and you guys are doing a great job, and to look for ways of connecting. It's kind of an interesting time here because a lot of people are wanting to move away from being online and go into coffee shops and things too. So some of the opportunities that I had because of COVID-19, I'm going to have to rethink. So to some degree. So anyway, so that's my thought for today.
Thank you so much, Greg. Awesome to have you on the coffee shop, and we'll try to keep Chris from having you with wine later today.
Yeah.
Mark, so I know you got some flu, but maybe just say hi and give us some of your wisdom.
Yeah, the whole family is laid up with flu somehow. We're not the type that gets ill very easily, but this one has just wiped us out. But I didn't want to miss the call, as you guys have been kind enough to invite me, and it's nice to listen in. And a little bit of the back end of just hearing some of the points, whether it's about introvert and extrovert and entrepreneurs working on their own. The little tiny bit that I just throw in for this point is that we've just seen over 30 years, many people struggle in business, and we could see ways and means that they didn't have to. And a lot of the reasons was because, well, most people don't like working on their own, so community is natural. And then actually an Australian story from my wife's family from years ago about, he was a married-in member of the family, and he told me a story about this wall that 10 of the guys, the local guys, built. And he was kind of saying that if the 10 of the guys hadn't got together and built it, the wall may never have been built. But not only did it get built, it got built sooner than 10 times faster than any one of them could have done on their own. And it's always been there as this, if most businesses actually at the end of the day struggle with the same problems, particularly in a world when everybody's been told to go and get their degrees and all these qualifications, and everybody missed the memo about, well, you're going to have to learn to sell. Well, our client go, I don't want to learn to sell. Actually, that's not my background. Well, if a community can do that bit and team up that way, and that's where I was connected with first Nestine and then Peter in terms of we've been speaking as to, well, let's combine communities, because there's an awful lot of people that are very good people, professional biz connectors that can do the distribution for people. And let's get some very talented people together that supreme backgrounds, but they don't like marketing themselves, and they're from marketing backgrounds. So everything points to this one word of You know, it used to be called synergy. Now we're collaborating, but it's about community, isn't it? And the whole feel for what, you know, Nestine and Peter have built is fantastic. And the little tiny bit of, I'll be, if I'm not the village idiot, I'll be the village sick boy today, if nothing else. But I'll just kind of put it out there and say hi. And I'm coming on another calls, flu allowing, later this week, and it sounds fun and it can be very productive. Nice to meet you all.
So good to have you, Mark. And you're Mark later from?
The UK.
Nice. And the business name is?
Well, the business name primarily is BizConnect. The one behind me is the old brand. It's Biz, but you'll see BizConnectors is a short version.
Epic. Thank you so much, Mark. We love having you here, and thank you so much for coming this way, even though you're sick. That's real commitment, guys. And what wise words. I mean, Mark, you nailed it. That's exactly why I'm into the community thing these days. Because why take 50 years to buy a jet by myself if I can make all of you guys do it in 5?
Look how connected it makes me. Mark, meet Michael. Michael, meet Mark.
You guys need to have a coffee.
You guys need to have a cup of coffee.
For sure.
I think I'm having a cup of coffee
Absolutely.
with Stephen as well very shortly too. So it gets interesting. It's the hands across the sea.
I love it. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, guys. Michael, you've had your hand up forever. Let's hear from you, and then we'll wrap up on the show.
Yeah, I just wanted to pick up on what Stephen said about trust. That is sort of the currency, I think, of sort of the social involvement that we all have, and where we tend to, follow. It's amazing how, if somebody wants to buy something, they look at the reviews, and it's based on the fact that you hope the motivations are aligned, right? That they're a buyer, they want to help other buyers. Of course, it's not always that way anymore. We know that there are paid reviews out there, but you wouldn't go to the restaurant and saying, well, how's your food, right? I mean, they have a motivation to tell you their food is excellent, and not that you wouldn't believe them, but you're not sure you're going to trust what they say entirely. So I think, that trust is built on understanding what people's motivations are. And when you have a group that has common motivations, trying to help each other out, then that level of trust builds, and you start building a community. I think that's sort of an inherent piece of what is foundation for building a strong community, is having an understanding what people's motivations are that engenders trust.
Stunning. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you for highlighting that. Guys, I've learned so much from all of you today. I hope you feel the same. We do have a blog post out there that is all about why entrepreneurs crave community connection, something like that. Chris is going to pop it into the link, into the description below, so you guys can go and click on that link and also read the Forbes article that goes with this conversation.
And don't forget, if you've been listening and somebody has answered a question in a way that it resonates with you, or they're answering your specific question, their links are in the description. Reach out and have a chat with them.
Better yet, if you just like their personality and you want to make friends, hook up. Links are in the description. That is the best reason to have a coffee. And often the most amazing business deals come from those people that you really just get on with like a house on fire. So go ahead and do that, guys. And we will be here again next week, because this is kind of what we do for a living. So 1 hour connecting you with the best entrepreneurs in the whole world, talking about entrepreneurial stuff. We love you, and we can't wait to see you here again next week. Join us on Facebook or YouTube. And until then, may all your wildest entrepreneurial dreams come true.